Have you ever wondered in the DCEU, DC Cinematic Universe, Extended Universe, when Billy went to visit the wizard Shazam, you noticed all these chairs were empty? Have you ever wondered why he's the only one left? Well, it was kind of because of Black Adam fighting all the wizards, even killing multiple wizards in this scene until he was actually contained. So it lets you know how powerful he was. And this video ain't even got started yet. Oh boy. Black Adam, a being that's basically a deity. He has all the powers of deities. When you got the strength, speed, and everything of deities, it's obvious you can hit real hard and fast, to the point where you can make a thunderclap shockwave like this at will. It should be noted, even in his human form, it's implied he can fighting all these trained fighters when he doesn't even have his super strength. Like, he's literally depowered here. He hasn't said the word Shazam. He's in his mortal form, and he can still fight this good. Him and his son was a slave back in the day. That's part reason why you see his physique drastically change, because when he got powered up, everything about him became divine. His muscles and everything blew up with his strength and raw power. See, I'll let them explain it for me.
Harut was a true champion of Kahndaq. The wizards decided that he would be their champion. After the champion's many victories, the king went after what Harut loved the most, our family. Shazam. Instead of battling the king, instead of saving Kahndaq, Harut chose to save me.
So there was like these powerful wizards that made Black Adam's son the champion, but you guys know how this goes. His son was the true champion, but his son transferred his power to Adam, of course, to save him, of course, and that's how he got empowered, yeah. But unfortunately, his son died, and he ended up being like not the true champion, but he was still ridiculously strong. You get it? Even if he's not what the wizards intended. The reason why Black Adam is so strong is because, similar to how Shazam is in DCEU, which is currently ending, we're probably never going to see this version of Black Adam again, but still, Shazam is powered by the Greek deities, Black Adam is powered by the Egyptian deities, Shu, Amon, all the different deities. Just like Shazam, they're very similar, Thanks to all of this, he's pretty versatile. It's no surprise he can fly, float, at high speeds, might I add. He's an energy projector type character, lightning projection. So without even talking about his super strength, he can just fry you basically with lightning. It's confirmed he basically has blast power. So he can just blast you with elemental type of attacks. He has incredible durability. He's completely bulletproof. If you somehow manage to cut or injure him, he can actually seal up his wound like this. On top of him being completely bulletproof, he has reaction or fighting speed. He can catch a bullet mid-flight. You know he's durable when he's getting hit by huge beings that are dang near building sized. It's natural he has super strength to throw humans like rag dolls. He can sling humans that high in the air. He's strong enough to tear trucks in half with laughable ease while doing it at super speed. He's actually strong enough to move helicopters, aircrafts, push jets, stuff like that. I shouldn't have to say this, but yeah, he can literally punch through walls. If he can do that just by walking into it. Imagine being a powerhouse in DC and you can't punch through a thick concrete wall. He can do this with less than 1% of his strength. We've seen him physically overpower other superhumanly strong beings like Hawkman. We've seen him overpower Dr. Fate's clones, a super powerful magician, by slinging them off of him. It's pretty much proven that Black Adam can lift thousands or even tens of thousands of tons, because there's like this gigantic statue. Like, it was literally taller than multiple story buildings. Like, you see it being taller than it up here. And you can even see how small Black Adam himself looks next to the statue. He looks like he's a dang near smaller than the eyeballs of the statue, to show the statue's massive size. Like, there's literally buildings that are like eye level to it. Here's another angle. Look how small he looks compared to it. And he has the strength to lift thousands of tons. Like, this shouldn't even be a surprise. This is with laughable ease doing this. So yeah, he can already lift thousands and even tens of thousands of tons. I brought up his speed earlier, but I'm gonna bring it back up now. With all this strength, imagine all this strength with crazy speed on top of it. Like, we see examples of his straight up speed, of how he's able to zip and punch people at crazy speeds, zipping around the place looking like the freaking Flash. We see him literally deflecting bullets with his hand, fighting speed-wise. Like rockets that are mid-flight, he can react to it. Missiles and bullets are pathetically slow compared to him. He just easily dodges this. And he's right here. Like, he has the point A to point B straight line raw speed, but his reflexes are crazy because he can perceive the world in slow motion, y'all. To the point where even lightning itself is in slow motion while he's moving. Like, you see how lightning is slow to him. His own lightning is slow to him. If lightning is considered slow to him, that means he can fly at speeds faster than 200,000 miles per hour. Let that sink in as casual speed. This right here is perfect evidence of his speed on how he caught that missile. Now, you got moments like this that give you an idea of his raw speed, traveling across the planet at warp speed. This is a good example of how he uses his speed in combat. The actor that plays Black Adam in his universe for the movie stated that Black Adam can move at the speed of light or fly at the speed of light.
Move near light speed. Move near light speed.
I think it's safe to say he can fly at the speed of light and combat at the speed of light, right? It's obvious that he can hit hard, but he can blast with similar force too. So he can hit hard from long range like he does to these two powerful beings like Hawkman and Dr. Fate with his lightning blast. So yeah, he can lift a lot of weight, but he can punch hard too, guys. And blast to melt a car, literally. This being that's dang near house-sized. We've seen Black Adam one shot knock him out to show his punching power. Don't forget, Atom Smasher is like somebody that can literally grow bigger than certain buildings. You see here in the comic lore that's tied into the movie, of course. And he can hit hard, so yeah, it's literally tied to the movie. Entire temples, we get to see an example of his blast power. All this he can blast away. When it comes to the radius of that blast, that pretty much proves he could definitely wipe out multiple buildings if he really felt like it. With his blast power, based on the radius of that shockwave he blasted with energy projection, you know, that should be easy to him. Occasions like this gotta prove he could blow away the entire block. That's a big explosion, you know what I'm saying? And you got moments like this that show off the blast power he could produce. Demon entities like Sabak he can punch, and damage when channeling his lightning, his raw strength, and everything together. He was strong enough to rip this being in half, killing him. As impressive as it is to be able to lift thousands of tons, that still doesn't really give respect on how strong this guy really is. Simply because even though we know the DCEU with these characters are ending, like if it was to go farther, there was implication that the writers wanted these two to be similar in raw strength. Like it's literally narrative and writer intent, and it's not my opinion. That was their goal before the fact we know DCEU is going to be ending.
It was going to play anyone. It was going to have to be someone extremely powerful. Someone that was probably going to rearrange the hierarchy of power in the DC universe. Someone that would put Superman on his heels.
He has powers that are rivaled to that of Superman. So I do believe that Black Adam is the most powerful and unstoppable force on this planet.
Like this feat happened off screen for Superman, but like this can kind of give you an idea of how strong Black Adam would have to be in order to be considered his rival in raw strength, apparently. If Superman can apparently shift tectonic plates, preventing a devastating earthquake, that would imply Black Adam would be able to do this too if we take this seriously. That would be almost like saying you can put the weight of a continent or multiple countries on his back and he would be able to support that weight, apparently. I mean, if he can lift this kind of weight, imagine what his punches would feel like. It would be like sinking a continent or two or multiple countries or something. If Superman really did what they say he did in that newspaper panel, that is, because the way the writers were trying to go with the story or writer intent, they was wanting Black Adam to be somebody that actually can put Superman on his heels. And if Superman's this strong, Black Adam would have to be able to shift tectonic plates too with his strength.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Black Adam, we should talk.
There's different plates all around the world. Yeah, Black Adam has to be somewhere in that ballpark to even be considered. So it lets you know that Black Adam is writer intently made to be that strong. And Dwayne Johnson stated it, directors stated it. It's just too much evidence of it. Man, somebody that can lift tectonic plates. Imagine what their punches could do to like maybe a smaller planetoid or something, like maybe like the moon or something. Like I'm not saying he can blow up the moon, but there's implications he can put a nice gash in it with his punches. Like we know the moon is a different size than the earth, so even if you don't want to say he can destroy the earth, maybe he can make a nice crater in the moon or a planetoid like size structure like the moon or something, especially with his punches mixed with his blast power or something. Who really knows though? We'll never really see this universe continue, unfortunately. I mean, Dr. Fate had a vision, and there's implications he was above everybody. Black Adam. The guy's blast or punches can definitely blow away a city block or even cities, tremble cities, destroy and tremble mountain ranges, because we know he has to be comparable to Superman, and we know Superman in this universe has destroyed the tip of a mountaintop just by accident of falling the wrong spot. It'll let you know that these people in this universe can casually destroy mountains, and Black Adam should be in his ballpark of raw strength or punching power. You get what I'm saying? And that was by accident. Superman did this. So of course Adam can do similar or worse. Like we know different planetoids vary in size. It would be safe to say maybe what if he can't mess up our moon or something? Maybe he can mess up a smaller moon or something. Moon's smaller than this, because moons and planets vary in size. Like maybe the smallest moons he can probably destroy or something, you know, based on the tectonic feats. Him being able to do what Superman can do similarly when it comes to moving tectonic plates or something. Unfortunately, we never seen this universe version of Shazam and Black Adam actually meet. But if this universe was going to go anything like the comics, maybe possibly in the future, we could kind of get an idea of Black Adam's potential based on stuff that, you know, technically Billy Batson has done, or the lore for him could kind of help Black Adam's lore to understand his strength too. Because, you know, just like how Black Adam gets the power from the gods, Shazam gets the power from the gods of different deities. Usually in the comics they're portrayed similarly. If we assume this universe versions of the gods are similar in power, just like how we're used to in comics, this could add more fuel on the fact that these Black Adam or Shazam, Superman type characters can hold planetoids or lift planetoid type weights when it comes to their strength. You're probably wondering, why am I bringing this up? Because, you know, Shazam, he has one of the many deities he has the power of is Atlas. Well, technically the Titan, he got a power of the stamina of Atlas. They're implying in this universe that myth feats have actually occurred. You know how they have you know how Marvel and DC have their own interpretation of myth feats that happen in like mythology. They have their own interpretations of these same feats in the DC lore and stuff in the comics. You know, I brought this up before in my DC videos. This live action universe seems to be mimicking some myth type feats or elements that's crucial to their mythos. Like Atlas actually does exist in this universe. Yo, we all love Freddie Freeman. But yeah, this is a little fun book that Freddie and the lore made about this universe, the Shazam. It's Freddie's Guide to Superheroing. Yeah, this is a fun book, but it's definitely got some truth to it considering, you know, he talks about his family, he grabs how this universe works when it comes to the mythos, and similar to the mythos of myth, he draws an interesting picture of a being holding the world in this universe. You might think this is just him playing around. Yeah, he is playing around, but we all know in DC Comics, in lore, the whole reason why Billy is even strong is because he has these godly beings' powers within him. In this universe, they're implying that this universe version of Atlas actually does hold the world, like in actual DCEU live action. This would also imply that the characters, the powerhouses in this universe, could possibly have the strength to hold the world. This includes Black Adam if we assume he's anywhere in the ballpark with Shazam too. This is one of them things we're never going to see explored, or we would never know for sure because they're not going to make no more movies in this universe. But that would also imply that Black Adam in this universe could support smaller planetoids or the weight of the world itself if we assume he's anywhere in the ballpark with Shazam's gods that he's powered by and stuff like that. Because you guys know how in myth, Hercules has literally held the heavens and relieved Atlas of his duties in myth. DC kind of copies that throughout DC Comics. That's an essential part of their lore. If we assume Black Adam's gods make him that strong, that could also mean that Black Adam could lift ridiculously heavy stuff like this too, planetoids or the weight of the world itself. You know, there's a lot to think about. So just imagine how heavy Black Adam's strikes or just energy projective type of blast, how potent those hits and how heavy they would be. How heavy would his fist swing if we was to take that stuff about Shazam and the myth strength and how Black Adam should technically be able to be similar to Shazam's gods because he has his own gods. You know, there's a lot to think about, but we probably never see it explored though. But before I get going, everybody, respect the DCEU Black Adam, even though we technically not going to see him no more. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. But I also gotta say thanks for the donations, everybody. Helps out a lot. Respect Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam at DCEU. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.